creating content for your business. So my wife and I, Jamie, just took 3 days and went to the Finger Lakes in upstate New York. We went to wine country. This is the wine capital of the East Coast. There's the Finger Lakes. There's several lakes up there. Seneca Lake being the most predominant lake with, I don't know, maybe 80, 100 wineries or something. It's some large number of wineries. And we went to places that we do business with, and we went to places that we want to do business with. And it's amazing because some of the owners get it. Some of the owners understand. And some of the owners we met with just are so non-enthusiastic about their brand, about their project, about their business, about what they're doing. And it was just so frustrating because when we walked out of each tasting room, we walked out of each meeting, each appointment, we looked at each other and said, we want to buy the wine because of the owner. We want to buy the wine because of the staff. We want to buy the wine not because the wine's great, not because the wine's good. Let's face it, everybody's got decent wine to a certain extent. Same thing with beer and things with all these. Everything's decent to a certain extent, and if they're not decent, they're going to die off because that's just the name of the game. You have to have a decent product. But what's that tilting factor for me and for a lot of people is the relationship of buying from somebody who's passionate about their business, somebody who's gone above and beyond, who's somebody who's into their business. I'm into my business, and I hope you're into your business. And when you're dealing with other businesses, it's super important. So what is stopping some of those people from going above and beyond or getting super, super excited? You know, I don't know. One person we met with, and the business has been with his family for a couple generations. But actually, several people we met with, the business had been in the family for several generations. But this owner was super enthusiastic, and the other owner just was like, didn't want to go above and beyond. I mean, I got to tell you, there were a couple places we went where we went there. We didn't even know the person was the owner because they just didn't impress us. And at one point, because we had all these appointments lined up, we didn't set the appointments up. One of our distributors set up the appointments. So we had a timeline. We showed up to the tasting room, and we were met by Jim, Joe, Bob, whoever. We were met by those people. And some people you could tell right off the bat that they were the owner because of pride they were taking and telling you their family, this and that. And other people I had to ask, like after 20 minutes, I'm like, what is your capacity of this establishment? What is your position? What do you do here? And when they said that, well, they're the owner, I'm just like scratching my head and shocked. You're missing out a major opportunity with a buyer that's right in front of you to go above and beyond. So let's talk about creating content for your business. Let's talk about how people or what people want to actually know about your business. So it's no secret that content marketing is king. The more content you can put out there, and I've been a massive proponent of this for years, of putting out content. Since 2004, I've been very content driven. And it's not all been my content, it's just I'm sharing content. In fact, if you look at some of these newsletters that go out every day, some of these, I follow several health gurus like Dr. Mercola, I follow Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, naturalnews.com. So if you follow those two people, which I do, and I read their emails very frequently, you'll see that it's not all their own material. It's not all their own original pieces. They're taking other people's other people's pieces and reworking it in their own, or taking other people's and quoting it and then putting their spin on it. So in 2004, I was taught by an SEO person, Marcus, post a page a day to the internet. One page a day, you keyword it, you get it out there, and after a year, you're gonna have 300 plus pages on the internet talking about your business. Now when you Google me, you literally have to go through 12 pages when you Google my name to get to somebody else. And that's no accident. That took years and years of work, or not years and years of work, but it took dedication to be able to just keep posting and posting and posting and posting. So let's talk about creating content for your business. This is a step I did with my staff just recently, and it was eye-opening for me because me as a business owner, I know what I'm proud of. So I went to my staff and I said, you guys work directly in front of the people. You're directly in contact with everybody here every single night. Even though I'm there and I'm on the floor and I talk to people, but you guys talk the most to everybody. I said, what do you think? Let's write down 50 of the top questions that a guest at my restaurant would want to know. And some of this stuff is so simple that you and me as business owners are overlooking it. Now, I did a I've done several pieces on salt. I'm very proud of our salt that we use here. And a lot of chefs use high quality salt. But you would never know that by logging on to their restaurant website or to the chef's blog or to whatever. So I've made a point of bragging about the salt that I've been using because I think, hey, this is great salt and I'm proud of it. Well, guess who just called? Good Morning America, and they're doing a piece on salt. So now they're trying to figure out to get the film crew to me to do an interview on salt and have me cooking in the kitchen for Good Morning America. See, you never know who that one person is that's going to listen to your message. You know, people say, well, I just don't have enough views on my YouTube. I don't get enough views on this blog or this or that. You have no idea who, if you're going to get 10 views or a million views, you have no idea of that one person that's going to make a difference. Being on Good Morning America is a massive exposure spot. I've had lots of great exposure on Huffington Post, on Smithsonian Magazine. I've had lots of really awesome publicity spots that I haven't paid for and paid a publicist for. I'm just posting content. And when a reporter is out there looking for content, they're finding me. Now, the great thing is when a guest is out there looking for stuff, they're finding me as well. I'm upstairs in my office right now, and I just greeted people from Boston that drove all the way from Boston. They're here, unfortunately, for a funeral. But she went on her phone and scrolled all the restaurants in town, and my website has the most content of anybody. And she was like, I loved what you had to say about food. And maybe not everybody here in my party wants to eat all this, but you have great food, it seems like. But I'm concerned about health. I'm concerned about this. I'm concerned about, so this is a great match for me. And so I'm bringing everybody here. That was a pivotal point. So content is king, people. And you know, I can really go on and on and on about this, and there's several ways to get content out there. First, start with the 50 questions. Start with 50 questions of things that people would want to know about your business. And if you can't come up with 50, if your staff can't come up with 50, ask your guests. That's perfect. Send an email out. Do a survey. In-house email survey, digital survey, Facebook survey. What do you want to know about our business? What would you like to know about it? And maybe about you personally, maybe about your family history. Now, I keep relating things back to restaurants because a lot of chefs, it's in their family history. Either they're Italian like me and they want to hear stories of me cooking with my grandmother at 5 years old and rolling out pasta by hand. That's an alluring story. You all have alluring stories, and stories and content is what we're talking about. Content sells. Stories are awesome. Don't lie, but tell a good story. There's actually a great book out there by Seth Godin, which is called All Marketers Are Liars. And it really talks about building your story and understanding what your story is and being able to tell your story. People buy on stories. So establish the 50 questions people want to know. Once you get those 50 questions, if you do one post a week, that's a whole year's of content. You can do a video post on Facebook, on YouTube. You can also take that video and embed it into your blog. You can also pay up to $1 a minute for these videos and get them transcribed into print and then put that out there as well. You put it on your Twitter feed. You put a link on your homepage of your website somewhere, or on a tab somewhere on one of your pages, interesting things about your business. You put a link on Facebook. You put it on Tumblr. You put it on your blog. You put it out there in so many different places, and it all feeds back to your base, which is your homepage of your website, your landing page, your homepage, your call to action page, your website, your business, and what you have for sale. So, you're going to have an assignment now. Start writing those questions down. Start writing down now. Get the ball moving. It doesn't matter, you know, if you don't have 30 minutes to do all these right now. This isn't a 30-minute project, people. This is something where you have to start. You get a notebook, okay? You get a notebook. You write it down in the notebook. I keep this notebook. This is where I write my goals every day. This is where I write what I need to be doing to achieve my goals. And I break my goals down into some great categories. Not that this is a goal video, but I have in the front here six categories that I write my goals. I'll just share these with you. I write my financial goals, I write my physical goals, my family goals, my mental goals, my spiritual goals, and my philanthropic goals. My donations, what I want to do in my community, what I want to do better in my community. So that's what I base all my goals on every day that I write. Then the other page, I write my actions to get to those goals, whether I have to delegate something out, whether I have to do it myself, and I prioritize it. What's the most important thing on my list? What's going to make the most impact, like my top 6 hit list, which is what I've done with my kitchen staff prep list. They write down 30 things that they need, but there's a top 6 hit list of the 6 most important things that need to get accomplished very first so we can open the door for the day. I highly suggest that as well. A lot of this stuff that I'm talking about, you can actually go to 50mistakes.com. I have lots and lots of great videos there, lots and lots of different topics. All of it's me talking on the video like this, going back to a YouTube channel. I really suggest heading over there. If you have any specific questions, I'm happy to answer. I don't have a copy of my new book, but I do have a new book out there called 50 Mistakes That Business Owners Make. That is on the website as well. 50 Mistakes Business Owners Make. It's $19.99. It's on Kindle. We're looking at doing it on Audible, and it's on Amazon. You can buy it. You can go to my marcusguiliano.com website, chefonthemission.com website, and buy that there. Hopefully I've wrapped up everything on the content side here. To recap, 50 questions. There's several distribution points like Facebook, Facebook video, Facebook Live is a great way. See, Facebook is competing on the video aspect. They're competing with YouTube. So did you know that when you post something on your Facebook fan page, you might have a 1% reach? So if you have 5,000 fans, it may only reach 50 people. That's insane to think, because Facebook wants you to pay to play, right? They know how valuable, they set up this whole elaborate system for likes and people to like you and to be able to target people. They want you, that's why it's a $1 billion business, because they limited that search, that reach, but yet you pay, you can reach a lot of people. A lot of people just throw money on Facebook ads and they don't know what they're doing. That's a whole nother topic as well. So when you do, now I'm not saying that every post only reaches 1%. The more valuable content you have in your post, the farther that's going to go. The more people that share it, the farther it's going to go. I have, I think, 6,000 people on my fan page. On an unboosted post, I get between 800 and 1,200 reaches, which is really good because I'm posting quality content that people want to know about. I'm not just selling. I'm making it so I'm putting content out there that's going to better people's lives. And I think that's the real key of the whole thing, is when you post something, you want to make it so the end consumer is ending out better. It's better in the long run for them. And whether they're buying your product or not buying your whether they're buying your product or not buying your product, it doesn't make a difference. You're impacting their life, and they're going to associate that with you and your business, and your chance of gaining their business is going to be highly increased on that level. But for you to sit out there and post things like, oh, this is on sale today, this is on sale, this is on sale. Back to the restaurant business, I know so many restaurants that every day they just go on their Facebook and they just post their specials. They post their specials. Today's specials, Tuesday specials, Wednesday specials, Thursday specials, Friday specials, Saturday specials. And if you look on their whole Facebook feed, and it's just one whole big sell. That's like, how many more French dips can I look at? How much more, meatball heroes can I look at? No, put the recipe for the meatballs. Put the chef making the meatballs, how much love he puts in the meatballs. Tell about the ingredients that he's using for the meatballs. If you do that, people are going to want to buy your meatballs. That's the bottom line, people. People want to buy what they can relate to, just like me going back to the Finger Lakes and going to the wineries. I want to buy who I can relate to. I feel good about that. Your customers or your guests, I like to return, especially in the restaurant business, they're guests that are coming to your place. Don't call them customers, they're guests. They want to relate to something. They just want to know that people want to know that I took a trip to the Finger Lakes to do research on wine. And they're going to walk into my restaurant and say, I know you're the wine expert for the Finger Lakes. What am I drinking? Now, here's a very true story. My wife and I have been to Italy 3 times. We've been to Italy twice for wine excursions, in-depth wine excursions, visiting the people who we buy wine from. We went a year ago, and I posted it all over Facebook. I've made blogs, I made videos, I did all this cool stuff to distribute. Well, this last year, I had a tour operator, an agency call me, somebody local, and they said, Marcus, you're the expert in Italian wine. I'm the expert in travel. Let's do a joint venture. Let's take people to Italy. I need your help. You need my help. So now we have a trip planned to Italy, November 5th through 12th of 2017, to take 30, 40 people. And guess what? They would have never have found me if I didn't post that content. because there's a story behind why I was in Italy. There's a story to all my pictures. There's a story when you walk to my restaurant, you see the pictures of the Italian pictures that I took. When you go to my wine list and you see an asterisk next to the name of the winery, and on the bottom of the page it says, Marcus and Jamie have personally visited this winery. There's stories everywhere to be told that people don't want to see, oh, this wine's for sale today. This wine, this. They want to know that I've personally been there. So I cannot stress this enough, people. Look into content marketing your business. It makes a world of difference. It opens up connections. You put content out there, people will find you no matter what. It might not be the guest who's walking in the door and handing you money, but it might be the Good Morning America reporter who needs you to fill in the pieces to their story. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching this. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe, get over to 50mistakes.com, check out my book, sign up for my newsletter blasts, and happy business.